Capricorn, this is Morgan with Compass Rose Astrology, and today we're going to be going through your tarot and astro reading for the month of February. This is where we kind of go through the transits that are happening this month and how they might affect you and how they might be showing up in your life as like symbols or experiences or feelings. And then we're going to pair that with a tarot deck and a tarot reading, and then at the end we'll pull an oracle card just to kind of tie in and roll everything together into one kind of clear message. So before we get into it, these readings are typically for your rising sign. I do set it up by reading the astrological chart from rising signs, but this can also apply to if your sun sign is Capricorn, or if your moon sign is Capricorn, or if you happen to have a stellium there, because that means that a lot of these transits are going to be impacting you just as strongly. And yeah, so let's just jump into it. And I think first of all, in your first house, just looking at these transits, I think your the strongest transit that's going to happen for you is this transit in the first house, where Pluto has been for way too long. Don't we know that at this point? Like, Pluto can just get on out of there, and he'll leave soon, and within the next year, but as he's still in there, we have Mercury actually going conjunct with Pluto around the 10th of February, and this is going to signify at its very core level kind of a breakdown of possibly communication in relation to your perspective about yourself, like your point of view about yourself. This could also be maybe shaking things up a little bit in how you present yourself to the world, whether that's actually physically on your body. It could be how you dress yourself up a little bit. It could also be how, if you're in social media, how you present yourself to the world, or how you want to conduct yourself in the world. It could be through like diet, or cutting certain things out of your life that are healthier for you. So it is all about you, Capricorn, which is very important. And we also have these two major transits that are happening in your second and third house, which we'll see if those pop up as well in the reading. But we have Saturn and the Sun going conjunct in your second house on the same day that Venus and Neptune are going conjunct in your third house in Pisces. And there's really this kind of odd give and take between those two houses. Your third house, you might have this really nice, it's just this really sweet, kind of tender, devoted symbolism here. And this could come from someone within like your siblings or like your neighbors. It could also be someone that you consider family that might not be blood, but have always been there for you, and so you might be feeling that from them, but that's kind of going to be coupled with this kind of austere kind of holding back from Saturn and the Sun in your second house, and that relates to how you make your money and what you invest in, kind of like whether that's like your food or things in your home, what you put your money towards really to kind of better your life. And so there could be this feeling of kind of holding back, but for a sense of longevity and picking the right thing, basically doing the right thing. So before we get into the tarot reading, I'm just going to kind of clear the energy and clear the space. I have, excuse me, a cleansing candle that I made, and it smells beautifully, and it was made with the intention to bring in all clear messages and to dispel any negative energy and make room for positive energy and positive messages and a higher purpose for you, Capricorn. So thank you so much, Spirit, for your guidance, and I appreciate all messages and for your help with Capricorn finding their highest purpose and the best path forward for them right now. Okay, so right now we'll just get right into the tarot reading. All right, what messages do we have for Capricorn? Got a bunch falling out here. Okay. Okay, let me just put Let's push this back a little bit. Okay, wonderful. So we start off with the Six of Wands, Four of Cups, Page of Swords, and Chariot. Very well balanced. So I think whatever topic this is there's a strong sense of implementing here. What I'm getting from this is so you're showing up as the Chariot in the first house. Okay, so maybe this is related to your first house in your first row of cards. So basically what it seems here, Six of Wands is the card of valor after defeat, basically, and feeling like you've been kind of put through the ringer a little bit. This is success and a sense of peace and calm on the horizon. And I think that there's a sense that I feel like after kind of this feeling of it's okay. Let me get my words out, right? So what we have here with the Four of Cups and the Six of Wands is I'm feeling that in the recent past, like recently, there was something that made you feel a little withdrawn and possibly not very connected to somebody or something. And it made you feel a little like unwilling to kind of put yourself out there because you might have like, it was more of like a feeling of wanting to preserve what you already have and that you don't want to lose it. And but I think you experienced something recently. It was probably like a small step in a certain direction with this Page of Swords, because this is just like pure thought and pure just intuition and just action, right? There's not much of a plan here. There's just this sense of knowing that maybe you did something and it was just one small step and it really hit home for you. And just to put this into perspective, if this is related to your first house, like perhaps you just kind of went with your gut about, maybe it could be like, if it was like something like a diet change, like maybe you were like, all right, I'm going to try cutting out processed sugars after like 3 p.m. or something, or cutting out coffee and caffeine after 3 p.m. so that I could sleep better, right? And it was just like a small change, but it was something that really, you notice the difference. And I feel like this is something that maybe you haven't experienced recently, because maybe you've tried and tried and tried again in the past. And so you were just kind of like holding on to, well, this is what I know. Like, you know what, I'm just going to keep going with it. But then you tried this one change and it really spoke to you. This could also be, let's see. I think that it could also be, if it's related to possibly something in your second house, it could be that maybe you are realizing that there was a bit of a disconnect in how you spend your money, possibly, and it just wasn't kind of aligning with your values for the future. And maybe you decided to, save like a certain amount of your paycheck every week or every month, and it allowed you to have like a sort of buffer for something that you really, really wanted that kind of came up, or save for a vacation or something, and or even an emergency that happened, because with this four of Cups, there could have been some sort of like unhappy surprise, right? And it's allowing you to really, it's making you feel empowered and emboldened. Okay, let's see. Yeah, all right. Can I have one more card for Capricorn? Can I have one more card? Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Let me clarify the Chariot here. Can we clarify the Chariot? Yeah, okay. Wow. 2 major arcana for you. That's great. Okay, let's get one more card. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is so great. Okay, so I feel like you're moving forward. You, like, because the Chariot card, this is all about trusting your intuition. It's trusting your action too. So it's like that double-sided coin of being able to trust your gut and trust your actions. You know, like there has to be both. And there's a total sense of unknown here. And I really feel like there might have been some sort of spark or some fear that you didn't anticipate having, like maybe there might be some themes in your life, honestly, Capricorn, that come up that you've gone through over and over and over again in your life, and this kind of triggered a similar feeling for you, and you're like, oh gosh, I really don't want to go through this again. And instead of feeling defeated and like just turning away from it, instead you went with it. And this could even be, I'm not seeing like a ton of like relationship stuff here. However, I do think this does relate to how you present yourself to others. So I think you're like finally tired of being maybe walked on. And I really think that has something to do with your Pluto in the first house. Like that really, it really forces you to rebuild your foundation of who you are in the eyes of other people, you know? Like perhaps you've gone through your entire life feeling really like nobody really cares for you the way that you want. And that's what I'm getting with this 5 of Pentacles. And this could even be with a job, but it could also be with family members. It could be partnerships that you've had, and friendships. And you just feeling like that's what came before the 6 of Wands, I think, is that you were just so used to this feeling of not being given the time of day or being cared for the way that you want to be cared for. And it might be because in the past you allowed certain things to happen that you not that you shouldn't have, but like that shouldn't have been done to you. And maybe you just expected people to treat you with the same kindness that you treat them, and it just wasn't happening. So here you are, moving from this feeling of being somewhat neglected and kind of like uncared for. Like basically you were expected to care for everybody else, and now you are absolutely feeling that once you make this shift out of like away from this kind of fear of like, oh gosh, okay, so that's what it is. So there's this fear of abandonment, I think, that you've been dealing with a lot, Capricorn. And that's what this moon card is. And it's been triggered by this feeling of conflict that came earlier. And you came out of it realizing that, you know, like you're not alone. You still have an incredible support system. Maybe just sometimes people need to learn how to support you. And maybe some people just can't support you the way that you want to be supported. But in your stance, in your standing strong, in your grounding, you are finding a complete and utter connection and devotion with people that truly do care for you and love you. And it's really, really going to uplift you. And it's certainly putting you in your power. This is the Queen of Wands card. And if it's like, it's such a weird analogy, but the first thing that came to my mind is that maybe you were feeling like a balloon with no air. Like you had nothing to kind of perk you up or lift you up, and you were feeling completely overwhelmed and drawn from, and people weren't really respecting that. And by standing up for yourself, you're finding this really beautiful connection with others. You might even be meeting someone new. Or if you are coupled up, you might be like kind of going to another level of connection with this person. and realizing that, so we go from the Four of Cups here to the Two of Cups, that the 2 cups that you had in abundance that weren't really helping you or supporting you at all are now in the past, and you're moving forward with the 2 cups, the people, the family, the friends that really love you and really want to support you and see you as this beautiful person. The Queen of Wands is often seen as like the entrepreneur. She is really powerful in her own right. She also has a lot of spiritual guidance. So I'm wondering, Capricorn, if you have someone looking out for you on the other side, you know, if that's something you believe in. But there's definitely someone out there that's got your back, and you're finally seeing that, and you're not relying on it. You are happy about it, I think, or you will be happy about it once you begin to see it. And you're really, really a beautiful, powerful person in your own right. And I think that taking this stand for yourself is going to allow you to find, like, take that sense of self-worth and confidence that you are gaining from saying goodbye to whatever person or situation kind of let you down and took a lot from you. And it's allowing you to take that same strength and put it in other areas of your life. So you might be like trying to make another business or something. Oh, wonderful. Oh my gosh. This is so great. The Magician. Oh my gosh. You got so many major arcana. This is wonderful. Capricorn, you have so much power. I think that you as a, as a cardinal sign, you have so much drive behind you. There's a lot of strength and kind of source to your decisions and your movement forward. Sorry if you can't see those cards. But you're the Magician here. You have the ability to take what's given to you and make the best of everything. And people really admire that about you. I think there's someone coming into your life, for sure. We have the Two of Cups and the King of Cups. And whoever, oh my gosh. So you're presenting mostly as like the Queen of Wands, in that you're having someone come into your life, this King of Cups card, that really meets you on the same emotional level. There's a lot of bonding here and a lot of independence as well. And perhaps this other person can match that compassion that you need in your life, that sort of emotional support that you need. And, you know, whether it, like, these may depict a man and a woman, but it's just about energies. Like, you are having probably more of a feminine kind of allowing the universe to help you in this moment, because you've put so much out into this world. Plus, you are Capricorn. It's an earth sign. It is a feminine sign. So there's this feeling of receptivity and making from what you get, basically. And this kind of more masculine energy is coming in to match yours and could lead to some sort of partnership. But either way, they see you for who you are. If this is like a friend or it's someone within your family that's really stepping up and being the support that you need, they're there for you. And we also have the Star and the Seven of Cups. And this is really saying, as cliche as it is, the world is absolutely your oyster. You're going to have a lot of options, whether this is romantically or in which path you want to pursue in your dreams. Because the Star is all about your dreams and wishes. It's about the things you want to be, you want to become, you want to pursue and succeed in. And I think that perhaps now the question for you is, well, which way do I go? Which persona do I choose that I want to be? What path do I want to put out into this world? And you just have a lot of choices right now, once you get through this initial kind of conflict of putting these 2 undeserving, unfilled cups in the past and just focusing on the 2 cups that you have and the ones that actually support you and make you happy. If that makes sense. That's so great. Oh, I love that, Cap. That's such a good reading. Okay, let's see if we can get an oracle card for you. Okay. So, we have this beautiful card. Whoops. Called False Beliefs. Once the untruths that we believe about ourselves are illuminated, so are the ways we can release the false limitations they confine us to. That is really incredible. Let me, I'm just going to, oh, you know, that actually just made me think, maybe that's what it could be as well, that it's your own, it's not just that someone else was causing this feeling of unsupport. It's just maybe that's how you felt in your mind, and that you realize that maybe these people just can't, that's just not within their bailiwick, you know? They can't give you what you need, and so you kind of got to move forward with that, right? Okay, so let me just read from the guidebook. So we have, our unhelpful core beliefs are predominantly invisible. So are the ways they influence our experience of reality. Our false beliefs act as tinted lenses that harmfully distort our perception of the world, others, what is possible, and ourselves. For example, you might believe the falsehood that you are not good enough, that you are unlovable, or that you are bad. Such inaccurate convictions will inform how you make sense of your experience, as well as influence the impossibly high or dangerously low standards you have for yourself, others, and relationship dynamics. False beliefs have the potential to be particularly dangerous because we cannot see when others are using them to manipulate and take advantage of us. Our false beliefs blind us to what we allow into our lives and how we co-create or even perpetually repeat an unwanted, toxic, or even potentially dangerous situation. When we can see how our thoughts, feelings, and choices contribute to what is happening for us, we have the key to set ourselves free. Upon learning to see clearly and truthfully, it is up to us to replace our false beliefs with true ones and to live by them. This requires us to love ourselves enough to replace the lies such as I am unworthy with the truth I am worthy. The featured mother, this character here, supports you in centering yourself within the magnificent light of your spiritual self. She encourages you to walk your path to the pace and the rhythm of your own beat and to turn every obstacle into a way forward. This card suggests a time of increasing awareness. By identifying what is actually taking place for you in the present, your refined clarity and focus will begin to change it. It is up to you to continue this process of awakening to your true self and potential by questioning, reflecting upon, and actively dissolving whatever misbeliefs are blocking you from your power. Like the featured mother, walk only at your own pace and according to your inner knowing. Step by step, you will incrementally see what needs to be tended to next and how you can go about it. Journaling is a useful tool and a most loyal and empowering ally for this kind of work. Talking through what comes up in your journaling with someone safe and appropriately informed can be an incredible benefit too. Oh, Capricorn, I love that. I think that is a nice little spiritual tidbit to kind of add into the actual physical realities of the stars and the cards. So I hope this resonates with you. I really would love to hear any stories that might match up with what's going on in the transits right now and what you might be experiencing in the cards as well. So please chime in. I'd love to hear about it, and I look forward to talking to you in the next video. Bye.